Hi boys and girls, Mrs. Blackburn here for today's writing lesson. Let's go ahead and begin. Today we will be working with reader's response, writing a clear written response to a prompt. Our learning goal. Students will develop a written response about the character in a text they are reading in class. Your success criteria. I can use the yes ma'am strategy to help me create a written response about a character and their character traits. We're going to look at an excerpt from a book called The Blizzard, and we're going to particularly look at the character Miss Bailey and her character traits. Then the door flew open and everyone jumped. For one scary moment, Billy thought it was their snowman standing there. "Mr. Carter?" Miss Bailey gasped. "Is that you?" "Sure is," he said. "Come to tell you that the road's filled in with snow. You're stuck here for the night." One of the little boys started to cry. "Oh, but we can't stay here," Miss Bailey said. "We don't have food or blankets." Then she clapped her hands briskly. "We're leaving," she announced. "May and Billy, do you think your folks would mind some guests for the night? Your home is the only one close enough to walk." Miss Bailey walked around the room like a general getting her army ready to fight. "Jacob and Henry, turn down the lamps," she ordered. "Mittens, everyone. If you have a scarf, tie it over your nose." When they were ready, she clapped again. "Mr. Carter, open the door, please." Outside, Miss Bailey lined them up. "Mr. Carter, you lead the way," she said. "Littlest boys and girls next. I'll walk with them. The rest of you, arrange yourself by size. Biggest boys at the end. Forward, march!" Away they went. Okay, so the question is, and this is the writing prompt here, the question that we will be writing a response to. Describe Miss Bailey, the teacher, in this situation. Provide details from the text to support your inference. All right, so how do we go about writing an answer to this question? Well, we're going to use this strategy called the yes ma'am strategy. So this is an acronym. The M in ma'am stands for me. The A stands for author. The other A stands for author, and the final M stands for me again. So this is a pretty simple strategy. It's not too far off from the race strategy that you've been using, and I think that you'll see that it coincides pretty well. This is just another way to help you respond using text evidence. So let's look at the first M, me. When you answer the first part of the question, you should always repeat key words from the question and provide a general answer or an inference. Now, we have to be able to make an inference. So let's look over here at this nice silhouette. This nice head is a silhouette here. So to make an inference, you have to be able to take what you already know and what's in the text and make an inference. So you make a decision of some kind. So what we know from the text is we do know that Miss Bailey she ordered the students. That was right in the text. We also know that the text says that she walked around the room like a general. Okay, that's something else that we know. We also know that she lined them up and clapped her hands. So if I take all these things that came right out of the text that I already know, I can infer or make an inference that Miss Bailey is a leader. Wouldn't you agree? Yes. So these things, these text evidence things that I know that pulled right from the text, and I put them together with things that I already know about leaders, I can infer that Miss Bailey is a leader. So that first M is me. That's thoughts in my head. That's my inference. Okay? The second A is strictly from the author. What did the author write? So I need to support my general answer inference with one specific detail from the text. And then I'm going to use a conjunctive adverb. So it's always good to start your sentence with in the text states, according to the passage, one example. Those are all great transitions and conjunctive adverbs. Super ways to start your sentences and let them flow well. Okay? Now, we're spelling ma'am, so we have me, author. Now we need another example from the author. Support your general answer inference with a second specific detail from the text. So we should use another one. So we're going to use another conjunctive adverb here, another transition word, make our sentences flow really well. In the text also states, according to the passage, a second example. Any of those would be great ways to start our next sentence. And again, we'll take something from the text. And then finally, we're going to make a final inference. So we're going to restate the answer in our inference. This shows, this demonstrates, these details prove, and a connecting word, because, and, so, since, as a result, and then with our inference. So let me show you an example of a written response using this yes man strategy and answering this prompt. So once again, the question was, describe Miss Bailey, the teacher, in this situation. Provide details from the text to support your inference. Okay, so M, Miss Bailey is a strong leader. There's our inference. A, author. The text states that she ordered the students to put on their mittens and scarves. Another example from the author. The text also compared her to a general in the army. M, our final inference. These details prove that Miss Bailey is a strong leader because she takes charge in difficult situations. So you can see that if we use that yes ma'am strategy, look what a solid answer in a written response we have. We don't just say, describe Miss Bailey as the teacher in the situation. We don't just say she's strong or she's a leader. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 very solid sentences with conjunctive adverbs, with transition words to begin our sentences, and we actually have a great strategy for what to write next. So, in summary, a reader's response to a question requires the following key details. Me, repeat key words from the question and provide a general answer or inference. Author, support your general answer inference with one specific detail from the text. Use these great examples of text of transition words and conjunctive adverbs. Author again, me, author, support your general answer inference with a second specific detail from the text. Don't forget your conjunctive adverbs. And then finally, restate your inference again. This shows, this demonstrates. Use those connecting words as well. If you use the yes ma'am strategy, you can't go wrong. All right, very good. So, if you use this strategy, you'll get a great score on your answers. You will have next to do a puzzle piece. On your puzzle piece, you will have a writing prompt. Now, writing prompts in the past, some of you have just answered with 1 or 2 words or maybe a sentence. You have to follow the strategy in order to get full credit. So make sure that you're referring back to the video. If you need to print it off, print it off. If you need to write it down, get a piece of paper and write it down. It's me, author, me. And when you have the me part, remember that's an inference. The inference is when you take text evidence, parts from the text, then you make a connection, things that you know in your background knowledge, and put them together to make a decision about the question, okay? So if you have questions, feel free to message your teachers. I hope you have a wonderful day and good luck with your assignment.